The recovery means that you are looking for a new self, a new meaning, a new identity.
I'm glad that I can talk about my illness at length. I imagine if one can't express what's happening in one's own head, one may have to end one's days in a psychiatric hospital. I mean, you have to interact, you have to know how to listen.
It's been a steady progression of an illness that has taken a long time to get to grips with and learn to live with, but now I can.
Is my life now, at this moment, as far as I'm going to go? No, it isn't. There is still more road to travel, basically. There's still more good things I can do, and there's still ways my soul can grow, you know?
The challenge is to try to have an awareness of that you are mentally ill. That is the major challenge that anyone has. To recognize that you are mentally ill and to confront it. That is the biggest challenge. That leads you, in my opinion, on the road to recovery.
Recovery means so many things to so many people. It's a unique experience. So what are the components of it? It's different things for different people. For me, it's just to have my life back, basically, to do things I want to do with or without symptoms. Recovery is just to live as much as I can, really.
I like the idea of recovering. Didn't like the idea of being trapped in my illness. So I just want well, more and more healed or cured of the illness. And still, I have hopes that my illness will weaken more.
I mean, what is mental illness at the end of the day? It's like something that we all go through. Everyone goes through mental illness. It's just that people are on different intensities and levels of it, and some get lucky and they don't get diagnosed or get landed on medication. But mental illness is something everybody goes through. It's because it's involving situations in life, childhood things, occurrences that each individual goes through, and that's why mental illness is so hard to diagnose, because everyone's such an individual, and their mental illness is unique to themselves with the process of what they've grown up with, what they've done in their life.
Jerome Carson, my psychologist some years ago, used to sit around at my old house just talking with my family and myself about my mental illness. But those meetings are very important, because then my mum and dad were told how this illness works and what it means. So they can be more self-assured about looking after me. No, I would say family therapy was very good, yeah, it really helped.
I'm having psychotherapy at the moment, but I have to, that is still kind of an ongoing journey, but what I've had previously is CBT, and that kind of that is one amazing tool to have in regards to recovering, because it kind of gives you alternative ways of thinking, of dealing with kind of, painful situations. Another thing that helps with regards to recovery is positive thinking, And if you've been negative for like 30 odd years and you say to somebody, be positive, it's like telling a person to swim, throwing them in the water and telling them to swim. You have to teach them how to do it, and that's what CBT did. Taught me how to kind of think positively.
Recovery is a new concept in mental illness, and it's not widely practiced yet in this country. So we are doing a job trying to develop it from the patient's point of view. And so the therapy is important, that where we express ourselves, where we come to terms with ourselves, and where we can try to rebuild our life for ourselves.
The idea that father and son do not get on, but I do. Me and my father always helping one another. I'll tell him about my symptoms. He reasons with me about them. We try and understand what they're about. Also, he asked me to leave the house. He doesn't let me lounge around on the sofa. I have to get out of the house. I have to do things, which is sensible, of course.
They didn't really know how to support me in the early years, but The last few years they've been really supportive just because we've been more honest with each other. They like the idea I'm totally not ashamed of it and that I speak to the media about my experiences. People, if they had, say, somebody who has schizophrenia in their family, they want to keep it hush-hush, but my family, you know, are totally supportive.
I have been lucky. You know, I have been very lucky that my family have looked after me. My friends have been helpful towards me, even though one says I have a few loose screws, which I can understand.
Mimi, my dog, does. She's basically one of the best things that has ever happened to me. She's given me someone to be responsible for and take care of and love and keep me company, and that's all been therapeutic stuff for me. It's strengthened me and it gets me out walking and things, and she's inspired me a lot over the years, and great company.
My creativity is, you know, is a reason I live such a, you know, happy, kind of intense, fulfilled life, because, you know, my creativity is my bedrock. It's my reason for living. It's kind of the substance and, you know, the purpose of, you know, what my dreams are. You know, almost all my dreams centre around, you know, creativity, like, you know, making films and kind of writing books.
I like poetry. I mean, I've liked poetry even when a young lad. Poetry, for me, is sort of purgative, you know, it purifies. When I write poetry, I actually feel happy and don't hallucinate the whole process of writing poetry. Afterwards, I come back again, of course.
And I've got a book on globalization, you know, which I wrote, which I'm happy with. It got rid of the majority of the political voices, I swear to you. You know, I swear to you. Because I was having bad experiences. And I said to myself, if this comes out right, I'm on the road to recovery. And it came out right, and I'm on the road to recovery.
I'm an artist, I'm a painter. I've always been that. It's just that I happen to be mentally ill as well. And I'm learning ways that my painting and my art, I'm finding ways for it to strengthen me and make me and deal with my illness and keep me stable and well and stimulated and occupied in my mind, positive about myself. And that's why therapeutic activities like the drop-in centres and that kind of thing are very important to everyone that's mentally ill, because if you haven't got anything to do when you're mentally ill, then you're lost.